Welcome to Babcock Hoops Q&A Sessions. I'm Raquel Rodriguez. Today we're catching up with Penn State four-year starter Lamar Stevens. One of the most experienced collegiate players in the country, he stands fifth on Penn State's all-scoring list and became the fastest Nittany Lion to reach the 1,500 career point milestone. Today we're diving into his journey to the NBA. I hope you enjoy. Lamar, I appreciate you hopping on here with me. Could you give me an idea of what it was like to grow up in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, so, I was born in Philly. I lived in Philly until I think I was about 8 years old. I moved to the suburbs. But I always went back and forth to the city, spending a lot of time with my cousin and living with him for a while. And I think, spending that time in the city and playing at the parks and stuff is really what made me, into the person and player I am. Just trying to, be extremely tough and, tough-minded and, just always just representing, where I'm from, and I think, I take, serious pride into that.
You decided to team up with Tony Carr for your senior year of high school during your recruiting process, and you held a lot of offers from Villanova, Temple, and Pitt, and you chose Penn State. What made you choose Penn State?
I chose Penn State because I kind of wanted to go somewhere where we could blaze our own path and, just, be trailblazers. I didn't want to be another part, of somebody else's story. I kind of wanted to go somewhere and start something special. And I thought it was a great, university to try and do that at. I had great coaching staff and great teammates surrounding me. So I was like, this is a perfect situation for me. And I just love Penn State so much every time I went on my visit that I just felt at home. I felt the family atmosphere and, we all did. And that's why we decided, to go to Penn State together.
You were fortunate enough to have a relatively free injury career. Yeah. Despite a pretty severe ankle sprain leading up into your sophomore year, how did you deal with that injury?
Well, honestly, I was lucky because that happened in like the perfect time during preseason where, I could, just take the time off and not have to, rush back because we didn't have any games to play. And I also had enough time to, really recover and get my legs back under me before the season started. So I've been blessed to, not miss any games in my 4 years. But I think that injury, it just, really just reminded me just, how grateful I am every time I get the chance to play. It wasn't that bad. I was out for maybe like 2 or 3 weeks. But other than that, yeah, I've been lucky to have that injury-free career.
Coming into this season, you weren't just one of the most experienced guys on your team. You were one of the most experienced collegiate players in the country. Yeah. Could you give us an idea of your leadership style?
Yeah, so first I always want to lead by example. I think the best leaders are the ones who go out and do it and prove it. And it starts in the off season and the workouts and just having that mindset, like getting the guys ready for the season and bringing that intensity and challenging your guys and even just winning sprints and just being a competitor. And that's just something I always wanted to do. And then secondly, I lead with my voice and just trying to, be heard and just trying to challenge guys to, go dig a little deeper and know that you always have more to give and just try to get the best out of everybody. I also felt very encouraging at the same time, just trying to give everybody confidence, let them know I believe in them because, we need everybody to win. And I want that to be, clear that everybody's role is important, no matter how small, no matter how big. We all play a part in this success.
What specific aspect of Big Ten basketball do you think has prepared you the most for the NBA level?
Man, so going against, legendary coaches like, Coach Izzo and anybody, like you name it, John Beilein and guys like that. And just playing, I think first is the coaching schemes. You have a good game the first time, you're going to face a completely different type of defense the second time. And it's just adjusting to that. And also the size and the physicality of the league. We have so many talented players, from each team, and every game is going to be a dogfight. It's never any easy games. I think the size, mixed in with the coaching, the talent of the league, just of the talent of the players, made it one of the best leagues in the country for years. So I think that definitely helped make me just a better player, just learning how to, be the best me and going against, bigger guys and great coaches and great schemes and stuff like that.
How did you deal with March Madness ultimately being canceled in a season where Penn State seemed to be in their best position to make some noise?
Yeah, it was tough. Honestly, it was really like it didn't really settle with me for a while, like that we weren't going to play. Like it just all happened so quick. And I look back at it now and I see my teammates back at school, and I was like, dang, I really miss those guys, and I miss those times. But I think everything happens for a reason. I'm not sure what the reason is yet, but but I believe it does. And I'm going to miss those guys. I'm going to miss on that opportunity. But I think when I look at it, we had a special year, and I have a lot to be grateful for, instead of just looking at something I missed out on. We did a lot of things, broke a lot of records with the time we could play. So I'm just proud of the time that we had together and grateful for that.
Ultimately, how will you remember your time at Penn State?
I think, now I'm really starting to realize like that was probably definitely like one of the best times of my life. Just always being in the gym with my brothers and, developing that relationship with the coaches, and these are all relationships I still have to this day. So I think I just want to look back and just think of, just the great memories we created, the hard work we put in, the challenges we overcame. And, I look back in my career and I feel a sense of, pride and, how far we came in my 4 years. And I'm just hoping that continues in the future.
Having recently turned 23 last month, what are some of the advantages you will bring being an older player and a 4-year starter from Penn State?
Yeah, I think over, my 4 years at Penn State, I was able to play kind of several different roles in each of my years. And I think, I have that maturity and I have that experience that I know pretty much what it takes to win. I know what it takes to win. And I know that every person plays a part. And, I think that I'm a guy that, who's really mature and just knows, what I want and know what I can do. And I think that also just in terms of like just being a leader, I know coming into NBA as a rookie, you're not going to step into a position where you have, the biggest voice. But I feel like, the way I like to compete, I think that I could just make other guys better, just with my toughness and my competitive edge.
Could you take us through a day in your life right now as you prepare for the NBA draft?
Yeah, so I probably wake up around like 7:30, and then get ready for a workout that starts at 9. Work out for about an hour and a half. Then after that, I'll go home, eat a breakfast, and then go to lift. And from there, lift and condition for about an hour and a half, and then go back later at night and shoot or, do ball handling and stuff like that. But that's normally just what my day is.
For those who are a little unfamiliar with your game, would you mind giving us a little bit of a quick rundown of who you are as a player on the court?
Yeah, I think first thing is that I feel I'm extremely versatile. I feel like I can do a lot of, different things on the court, whether it's defense, guarding multiple positions, rebounding, getting the rebound, pushing it in transition. But I also think that I'm pretty skilled on offense as well, and, can really use my body. I feel like I can post up and take advantage of smaller guys while also beating bigger guys off the dribble.
Who is one player you like to model your game after?
I would say somebody I've been watching a lot recently is Marcus Morris from Philly, and he's playing with the Clippers right now. But I think that, he's a guy, he's guarding Luka Doncic and taking on that role. And also, taking advantage of, his skill that he has in the mid-range. And I love scoring in the mid-range. And I think he's just a dog. He's just super tough. And I think that's just the that's what I want to bring to any team that chooses, to bet on me. And I think, that's somebody I've watched even since Kansas. But even the older I'm getting, like, the more I'm really studying his game. So I really like him, and like to model my game after him, and probably like PJ Tucker. A guy just buys into his role and just does, all the little things, and it just brings the toughness, brings that edge on defense. And he just does what he's supposed to do.
What are some things that you would like to work on and improve on your game?
Right now, I think the biggest thing that I'm trying to work on is just getting more consistent from three. I think that's the biggest piece missing from my game. I think, for me, like, coming out of high school, I didn't shoot any threes. So, my growth through college, I think I focused more on the mid range, and wish I would have spent a little more time on it, working on my three. But that's what I'm focusing on now, and I'm excited, to show the growth. And I would say that's probably the biggest thing.
What aspect do you feel like you've grown the most at in your game during your time at Penn State?
I would definitely say I think I grew honestly across the board, in terms of just IQ, you know, picking my spots on offense, and also being more engaged on defense, and just trying to become, you know, the anchor on defense, for my teammates, and realizing how important that was. Coming out of high school, most guys just, worried about offense. And I think, that was kind of me for my first year. And then I realized, I have good size and could really guard multiple positions, and really started to take pride into that. And I think, those are probably the main areas where I've grown.
So let's say you've just entered into an elevator with a general manager of a team that's considering selecting you. What's your pitch to why you're his guy?
I would say first that I'm mature. I'm really mature, and I think you know what you're going to get with me, and you're going to get the toughness, the competitive edge, and also I feel like I'm very versatile, and I feel like that's just the way the NBA is going. And I feel like for a guy like me, I feel like I could play 3 through 5, and even a 5 in the small ball lineup. And I just feel like I also can guard multiple positions as well. So I think that from the team should pick me because, I just can do a lot of different things. And I think that, my size, I'm ready to come in and compete right away. And I think that I could help, whether it's in practice or games, help the team or help players grow.
Lamar, we really appreciate you joining Babcock Hoops Q&A Sessions, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.